Hello everybody, welcome to Working Wisely with Workstreams.ai. My name is Roman and I would like to welcome you to the latest edition of What's New in Workstreams.ai world. The time of year is one of the best which we can get. Sunny, warm days, everything is blooming. In the same way, our product is blooming too. Let's have a look together. And now in digital form. So what's on the agenda today? As usual, we're gonna have a look at what's new and then check what's coming soon. The what's new will be quite interesting today because we'll be talking about how to join our beta program, which we moved from Slack only to our web application. And then we will explore a couple of the latest features which have been added to our beta program. It will be mainly about subtask linking and subtask auto updates coming out of the links. We can also have a quick look at the unified navigation, and if the time permits, we can also have a look at how our due time synchronizes to our calendar integrations. So without further ado, let me just dive into it. When you navigate to your team dashboard, you will notice there is a new section under the activity snapshot called Join Workstreams.ai Beta Program. When you decide to join our beta program, your whole team will get access to brand new set of features. These features are then managed by each of your members, and they can be on and off for each user independently. By default, they should stay in the off status, and you can enable whatever you are interested in. I would like to enable subtask linking as the first thing to discuss today. For that, I will navigate to our workflow section, and I prepared a couple of tasks which will help us to illustrate when linking of tasks and subtasks might be useful thing and how it can help your daily processes. So I've already pre-selected my employee onboarding team A, and I will select a couple of additional workflows and task boards. I want the internal IT help desk, and I also want our HR team. Let me find it. Here we go. Now, I'm simulating onboarding of a new employee, and I have two of them. I have Joanna Zoana and Jerry Perry. Now, as you can see, the complexity of a Jerry Perry onboarding is rather simple at this stage. It contains IT setup, office door, and first day in. Now, this is being seen from perspective of a person responsible for overall employee onboarding program, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the Lagata understands the complexity of the IT setup behind the scenes. Therefore, there might be somebody better fitting to such a work. Now, what we allow you is to click connect with a task and look up another task which you would like to connect to. I have created one called set up new developer accounts for Joanna Soana, and that is living in internal IT help desk. When I pick this, the task is automatically linked, and when I click on the title of this task, I'm automatically forwarded to the big card overlay of this task. As you can see here, we now have further details of what it means to set up IT accounts for Joanna Soana. That's, I would say, the first thing which allows us to navigate quickly up and down. However, that's just the beginning. Now, if I make a change on a given task or subtask, so for example, on the Jerry Perry task, I assign the task to Ivan. The link task gets automatically updated as well. The same applies to the due date. When I set a due date to be tomorrow, this due date is automatically propagated to the subtask as well. Last but not least, if I decide to finish this task, that will mark our subtask completed as well. Now, if you decide that you do not want to have this link anymore, and you do not want to keep the connection in place and want to prevent the auto updates, you can quickly remove connection. The title, current due date, and assignee will stay as they are. Yet, whenever I make changes on this subtask, these will not propagate any further anywhere. That means I could also use this feature only to source additional information from existing tasks, or later on to just disconnect it and keep my own overview. So this was one way how you can create a deep link within the application. Now let's imagine that you actually already have existing task and you want to just link to it instead of knowing what is the original title which should be set up in the subtask list. So for example, I want to set up the full HR process. That way, if you click create from a task, which is a list of existing tasks, it automatically does the same thing. It links to existing task and syncs all the initial properties from the task. And the same applies. As soon as I come to the original task and I make some changes, all these changes are immediately available on the link subtask. Again, if I decide to cut the connection off, everything stays in place and the subtask lives independently from the previously linked task. Now that is a first step of our subtask automation / linking, which we are able to shift to beta within this week. We are actually working on making this even more bulletproof and more adjustable and fully reusable. So the next iterations on this feature will include also the task templates and deep links inside of task templates, and further support on copy and paste in the subtask, because some of you might know it's also possible to create links to different tasks and subtasks just simply by copy pasting. So I can also just create a list of further subtasks by copy pasting the links from somewhere else. Right, that was a first thing I wanted to discuss today. The next quick improvement is the way we present links inside of our description or other places. Until now, we were always showing the full links, which has changed. We also are now showing the full unfurl of the internal links. But if I also search for a flight, for example, and want to have a Berlin to London, let's pick, for example, it's just for representation. If you have a long link, which would take a lot of space, we are shortening it in a way which makes it easier for the eye to follow, and the link still works. However, it still fits into one line, so you can decide to just click on it and it doesn't occupy that much space. That was a tiny improvement. Now let's have a look at something a little bit bigger. So I think quite important thing, if you are using our calendar, you might have been already using our calendar integration before. Now, if you are using our calendar integration for either my tasks or for your taskboard calendars, you can turn on the taskboard calendar integration, and we have an interesting update on this scene as well. You can decide, if you are not connected, please click join our beta program and turn taskboard calendar integration feature on. With this feature available, you will have this button and you should be able to sync a given taskboard with your calendar of choice. You better pick the right theme, go through quick authentication process, and your taskboard is currently being synchronized to newly created calendar. That's done. And what we have are from start date and the due date, due times, and start times to your calendar. So as you can see, I have Joanna Soana at starting Monday 12:30, ending Thursday 4 p.m. And if I make another change on Jerry Perry, saying that Jerry Perry task starts tomorrow, start tomorrow at 3:30 and ends tomorrow at 6 p.m. That should get automatically saved into our calendar as well. As you can see, Jerry Perry appears exactly in the right slot. So there is way more granular control of your Google Calendar through Workstreams task at this point. It goes as close as possible. Little update on this. This is also the navigation to the start and due time. we are now scrolling exactly to the selected window, so you don't have to scroll up and down from the beginning. If there is no due time, it will automatically scroll down to the current time, and you can pick from existing times. Right, that was another small improvement I wanted to show. Now let's get to another bigger topic, which is something we call internally unification on the left side navigation. Until lately, there was an old view which was showing both taskboards and workflows in the left side navigation, basically this way: workflows and taskboards. This was causing a split between active workflows, which we listed as a result out of the application from workflow library, and each of the active workflows, by following the link to active workflows, actually ended in the taskboard somewhere hidden. Not the best user experience. So we made a little change on this, and we are bringing everything together under workflows. If you would prefer to see the old way, you can join our beta program and switch the taskboard and navigation feature on. By default, this feature is off, and you are presented with workflows only. Under workflows, there are two main categories: active workflows and simple taskboards. What's the difference? All the previous taskboards, which are not workflows, are living under simple taskboards, and all workflows, which are active representation from workflow library, live under active workflows. Now, under active workflows is further grouping, and the grouping is done by the workflow name. So for example, I'm currently in the employee onboarding workflow, and I have two instances of it: two active workflows, employee onboarding team B and team A. For example, procurement has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different realizations. So that's a big change, which allows you to quickly switch between your most used workflows, hide workflows which you are not maybe that interested in, and brings all taskboards to the lower section of the workflows the same way that they used to be before. We also changed one thing on this, and that is now the order is not based on the privacy settings, but it's ordered alphabetically. And let me quickly check what else we wanted to show. I think that's basically it. Right, so that was the end of our demo session, and now about what's coming soon. We have progressed pretty well in the user management area, and we are quite confident that within the next update, which will be on the beginning of June, we should be able to show you the user management available for at least Slack teams, and hopefully also for our standalone application. The second thing which looks very promising right now is an option to provide comments on a subtask level, and maybe also emojis on an overall task level. That's everything from what's coming right now, and I would like to say a big thank you. And that's it for today. We will be back in roughly a month's time with even more updates from Workstreams.ai. So please stay tuned, and thanks for watching. If you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Ciao!